Welcome back to the world's best shows from Las Vegas. It's the show where we talk to big stars on the Strip. It's the show where we eat great food. And I've just had a tremendous meal in the SW Steakhouse, which is here at the Wynn, which really is the epitome of decadence and fabulous scenery. And then you come outside and eat, and that really is a real treat, because in Vegas they normally want you within the casino so you can't leave. The Wynn offers something different, and I'm so thrilled to say that Chef David joins us now from the SW. How are you?
I'm well, thanks. Thanks for having me.
Really nice to talk to you, and thank you for allowing me to sit outside. I know that sounds odd, but in Vegas, mostly all the dining's done indoors, isn't it?
Sure, and we're absolutely blessed to have a wonderful dining patio. It overlooks the Lake of Dreams, which is surely an attribute to the experience. As the night falls, shows start on the lake that are designed by Mr. Wynn. So it's a great entertainment dynamic onto itself, and then a great, wonderful steakhouse experience that we pull off night after night here at SW.
Do you feel like I do about Vegas now, that everything's at a certain level, that you're going to get a great meal, you're going to get great service? You've kind of got to have a USP to draw people in and make them come back, because you're going to get good service around Vegas if you're spending this type of money.
Sure. Well, you're going to get great service and you're going to get great food. The difference is what's happening around you when you're at your table. It's the spirit of the servers, or the spirit of food and beverage programs that are happening within the restaurant. And then there's the ambiance, such as the patio and the wide open doors that really lend itself to be inside outside, even when you are dining inside. So we think we have it all. We have a great dining experience. It's a lot of fun. It's definitely a stop you got to make when you're in Vegas.
One thing I can't understand is how chefs get it so wrong, because actually, as a punter, I only want great food, great service, and something nice to look at. It really is as simple as that. If you start making it too complicated, you can end up on the road to ruins.
Sure. And you know what? I mean, I think Steakhouse in general kind of, is that real a la carte experience, and simplicity drives the concept and genre of dining experience. So, and I'm all about it. Whether we were doing any sort of concept or developing any sort of restaurant in particular, I would still kind of drive it from ingredients and leave it very simple and wholesome, because you know what? That's what people want. They don't want to be duped by the chef and driving dishes in certain ethnic veins or in flavor directions and things. Just leave it simple, let the ingredients speak for themselves, and you know what, it makes our job a lot easier as well.
One of the things I notice about this is it's more or less an oasis. I don't know whether you agree with me, but I find Vegas a bit much sometimes, and it's nice to kind of get away from it. The gaming can be noisy. The only noise here is this beautiful fountain thing behind us. What exactly is it? Because it's huge and it looks very expensive.
So the waterfall actually stops at some point, and on the half hour or on the 15 minutes throughout different parts of the night. And shows are projected onto it, and very creatively driven, very entertaining. Everybody tries to stick around for at least one or two of them during their dining experience, and it really adds just this huge, exciting experience once you're here.
I notice I can't hear any cars. Thank you for that.
Right. Well, we're behind the mountains, so it's awfully nice just to be tucked back in here and have music and the flow of the water on the waterfall and good conversation, I guess.
I'm deliberately leaving your food to last, and we will get to that. I want to talk about that next. First, though, about you, because you've had an interesting progression, culinary speaking. I mean, you've been in New York. If you can cook in New York, you must be one of the best. And then to come to Vegas must be a huge compliment, because they're not messing about now. This is big business, and to put money into something like this, you've got to make sure your chef knows what he's doing.
Sure. Well, you know what? Driving a restaurant in Vegas is really a wonderful experience, and especially being here at Wynn Las Vegas and running SW, it's definitely the flag flyer. It has Steve Wynn's initials above the door. So I've undertaken a couple of those things in the past. One being Michael Jordan's in Grand Central, and now Steve Wynn. So this is really a fantastic thing, and the hotel is just wonderful. There's great experiences everywhere. So we try and really, create that dining experience where there's just wonderful finds. There's exciting things to turn over and experience here throughout the meal. But you know what? It makes it almost really easy for a chef to drive a restaurant in Las Vegas, in that everybody's here to have a great time. So it's not elbows on the table, I dare you to cook me a good meal. It's, I'm here to have a great time, and we're back there working as hard as we would in any metropolitan city throughout the world of trying to, like, you know, put just nothing but the best on the plate at a super high level. So, you know, to just have a fun crowd in the dining room really makes it enjoyable for us to operate the restaurant within that whole psyche.
Because this is your Cirque du Soleil show, this table, isn't it, really? This is your chance to show off.
This is our show. I mean, you know, and we rally the staff, and, you know, Mario, our general manager, myself, Kimberly Valdez, our pastry chef, you know, everybody just works really, really hard at, you know, putting a lot of spirit into the food and into the dining experience. And we really think that saddled with, you know, being here at Wynn and being on the Lake of Dreams, we have a very easy go of it to make for a fun experience while you're having a great time here at Wynn.
I'm not going to patronize you by saying it was a great meal, because you know it is. You wouldn't have got as far as you have if you're going to put rubbish on the table. It was tremendous. Just a few notes that I made. The three things I love: foie gras, I love scallops, and I love ribeye. Congratulations, 3 ticks in 3 boxes. You managed to provide all 3 this evening.
Nice, sure, thank you. And I think those are all fun dishes. You know, they're all very rich and, you know, flavorful, and they have bold, pronounced flavors onto themselves. And, you know, they're fun food, so I appreciate the compliment. Thank you.
I noticed what you didn't do was what so many do, which is show off and go too far and then ruin it. I mean, a scallop is so beautiful. Leave it alone. You don't really need to do too much with it, do you?
No. And you know what, again, back to that is, you know, simplicity really has to be a driving force in food these days. You know, people really want to have a you know, no nonsense, you know, well cooked, consistent dining experience that's, you know, all about, you know, spirit and fun, and leave the challenges of, you know, having a guest having to interpret where a dish is going or flavor profiles and things like that. Leave it to somebody else. But our big concept and our thought process about doing any of the food is, you know, let the ingredient shine onto itself, and, you know, we're buying the best, so let it be.
When you walk through the doors in the morning and your name's at the top of it, it's the SW Steakhouse, you're the big man who's responsible for its success or failure, really. Is there any greater thrill than knowing that they've trusted you? Because there must be a million chefs who they could have had do your job.
Sure, and you know what? I mean, it's a great honor, and it's a privilege, and it's a lot of fun. And so every day we come to work enthusiastic about what we can do that evening. And, you know, we are only open from 5:30 to 10:30, but, you know, those 5 hours are hugely demanding, they're hugely exciting, and they're very rewarding to all of us. So, you know, we just keep trying to bring the spirit every day, and it's just, you know, makes for a fun dining experience.
Chef Walzog is the top man here at SW Steakhouse, which is just tremendous. Beautiful food in the most incredible surroundings, and it really gets you away from the nonsense of Vegas, which is nice. It's nice to go out there and see it, but it's also nice to escape from it.
Sure. And that's the best. I mean, you know what? To create like a little bit of, like you said, a refuge from the bells and whistles of the casino and the beep, 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 beep in the corns dropping, you know, is really, people need it. Right? There's a place for it. There's showtime with different shows throughout, you know, Las Vegas and here at Wynn. There's, you know, gambling time in which you know, embrace being on the casino floor and tables or slots. And then you need a refuge where, you know, dinner is, you know, full of flavor and quality and welcoming and spirited kind of dining experience. So we just love kind of coming to work every day and trying to pull it off night after night. So.
Your 2 actors in the middle of the lake are tremendous, by the way. They haven't moved once. Congratulations on that.
Yeah, right. So they're a lot of fun. Everybody wants to know who they are or what they're modeled after, so it's a lot of fun.
David, thank you very much for allowing me here and talking to me.
Right on. Thank you very much for having me. See everybody at Wynn.